My name is David G. Toussaint, and I'm an author, and I've been blessed to write several books. And I've written an excellent book. It's called My Friend Patches. This book tells the story of a young girl named Gracie and her horse Patches, who was the perfect size for her to ride easily. They had a wonderful life together, riding almost daily through farms and woods and hills. And Gracie knew Patches was afraid of storms, especially thunder, so she made sure to properly secure Patches in her stall by tying her halter and latching the barn door. But one night, Gracie forgot. She forgot to secure Patches, and her parents didn't notice either. During a great storm, a sudden boom of thunder startled Patches, and realizing she wasn't tied, she backed out of her stall, bumped the door open, and ran off the farm because of the thunder. She ran and ran and ran until she was exhausted and far from home, eventually finding shelter in a lean-to. The next morning, Gracie discovered Patches was gone and, along with her family and friends, searched for hours and days and weeks, putting up notices, but Patches remained missing. Gracie knew it was her fault, and she cried often. Gracie's parents comforted her, reminding her that Patches really belonged to God and that Gracie was merely her steward. They encouraged her to pray for Patches to find a good home. One day while traveling, Gracie spotted a horse pulling a plow that resembled Patches. On their way back home, she begged her father to stop so she could get a closer look. Upon seeing the horse, Gracie called out, "Patches," and the horse responded, confirming it was her. The farmer, who had found Patches after the storm and named her Isabella, explained that he was poor and he had taken her in as a miracle to help him provide for his family. He had taken excellent care of her, but Gracie's father still arranged for Patches to be returned home. However, once back, Patches was not thrilled, and Gracie, preoccupied with new friends, began to neglect her, forgetting to visit the barn and not riding her as much. She also neglected her promise to work to help pay for the extra grain that Patches needed. Gracie's parents observed the changes in both Patches and Gracie. After praying, they felt Patches should return to the farmer. On a trip back to the town where they found Patches, Gracie's family saw the farmer struggling to plow his field alone, which brought Gracie to tears. Her parents explained that perhaps God intended Patches to help this humble farmer's family. Gracie's father suggested they pray for guidance. As they prayed, Gracie felt peace and understood that Patches, now Isabella, could better serve the hard-working farmer and his family than by staying with her, especially since she wasn't riding her often. With Gracie's permission, her father spoke to the farmer, who was overjoyed and tearfully grateful. A few days later, Patches was returned to the farmer, who resumed his excellent care, and now Patches proudly worked in the fields with him. This book reflects on how God sometimes asks us to give up important things to help others which please Him. This book, My Friend Patches, is available through Explora and Amazon.com.